The bushfire on the 29th of December actually, has destroyed our livelihood. We're facing difficulties in that we're not able to replace our cows because they're not available in WA. We've pretty much bought up over the years all the stock of Ayrshire there is.
When I came back to the house, it was just, I was totally devastated to see the roof sitting on the stumps, because I'd sort of spent 4 days with optimism verging on tears.
For a few moments, unbelievably horrific. It was a lot of work I lost, and it was poetry, prose and songs and paintings, all my paintings, all the work I'd hoarded for publishing.
And said to Darren, "Oh my gosh, your cows frightened the life out of me. I saw this head and I stopped and I went, oh, and there's just smoke everywhere and you can't really see." And he said, "Where there's one, there's got to be more." And he's said to Darren, "You'd be so proud of them. They were all walking home in single file. Some were on fire, but they came home. They knew where home was, and they stood in our tam, which hopefully gave them a little bit of relief."
Lost a house, lost a car, lost a trailer, lost a shed. All my contents are gone. I feel like I've lost my history, my kids' photos and school assignments, stuff you can't replace. And you sort of live in two worlds after something like this, because you figure you have all this stuff and then remember after the fire that it's no longer there.
And there were people pouring down Toodyay Road fleeing with their eyes going, "Sing, see, big wide-eyed fleeing people." And I thought, well, I'm going there because my son, Rex, is working in a hardware store.
Like all the trees, huge trees which were once there, white gums, just completely gone, just puddles of white ash. But then I noticed I could see right through the front windows and right out the back of the house. And I got around the back of it and the whole thing was just gutted, everything gone.
We've gone through like the emergency stage where all the jobs have to be done, and now I guess we're looking at the enormity of the impact.
Potbelly stoves, everything's just devastated. My son's car has the windscreen dribbled across the dash and onto the floor. The steel belts are all that's left of the tyres, and the number plates are just dribbles on the ground.
But there was the odd sheep which was black, completely standing still it was, and I walked up to one of them because it was in my way as I was going back to the car, which we'd parked some distance off away from the falling trees and that. And this sheep, its face was puffed up and bloated and looked like it was made out of like jellyfish flesh or something. It was really bizarre. And it just had like bile juices pouring out of its mouth. It was just standing there black, and I thought, must be dead, but then it started moving. And I was just like, oh gosh, don't have a rifle or anything. So I picked up a rock to try to put it down. And I hit it in the head twice, but I just run out of energy at that time, so I just lay down next to it in the ash because I just collapsed.
Losing the tools of the trade, I don't know how many men I've spoken to who nearly weep over their shed loads of tools of what's gone, and that's the most alarming thing, because what you probably think you most like to do after a thing like that is immediately to make something new, is to build.
My grandfather's stuff, grandfather's guns were in there, they're gone. His boat stuff, he was a boatie.
It was my husband's pride and joy, we worked hard to put things in the shed that because we love the outdoors, camping and kayaking and fishing, and I'm a girl guide, so I love doing all that sort of thing, and stuff that we'd put away for our daughter for when she grew older, to hand down to her, grandparents' things, memorabilia from my guiding days and from when I was little.
I had a 250 square metre shed here with 30 odd years worth of tools, and all my dad's tools from the 50s when he was an apprentice carpenter, all these old carpentry tools and just stuff you just can't go out and buy again.
it's difficult because basically you're being asked to give up what you've worked to build for 8-9 years, and it's actually your family identity. All the kids are known at school you're from the dairy, and you're left with a husband that now doesn't have a passion.
It's still a case of living day to day because I just sort of feel now like my life's in the lap of the gods. It's all a matter of starting all over again, and I'm not quite sure how that's going to come about.